Some things are just better together, even vitamins. If you're taking more than a daily multivitamin, have you ever wondered if you should be taking certain vitamin combos together? Well, Cowley, also known as Phil's My Pharmacist on social media, says knowing what some vitamins complement each other and what ones don't can actually help you get the most benefit out of those daily supplements. Thanks for being here, Phil. I already said to you, I'm not worried about you. But you said I might need to be.
You should be a little.
Yeah, and a little.
I mean, not really. I'm a pharmacist, but a little.
That brings the excitement. That's what we're here for. We're here for the fun. You always bring it. The first thing you're telling me, it's a big word. To really understand any of this, you say we need to understand bioavailability. Tell us about that.
Right. So everybody always is asking me about the history of vitamins, which actually has never happened. Not a single time has anybody ever asked me about history. But historically, we started looking at vitamins at the late 1800s, early 1900s. So it's been a really small period of time. And during that time, as soon as they isolated one, Merck was like the guys in charge. And as soon as they isolated one, they took it and they sold the patent to somebody. So we have this weird idea in our head that these are like isolated different things, but it's never how it was. It's just how they divvied out the patents and then they would produce it and send them out. So when you talk about bioavailability, each one of these things are naturally found in food, but it's not like there's one thing you pick up and it's only got vitamin A in it.
Right.
They're always mixed together, and our bodies quit producing these vitamins because it didn't need to. Our bodies are actually super lazy if it doesn't have to do it. So by combining things together, you get optimal results. So when you're looking for specific effects, look for specific combinations.
Specific combinations. The first one you say is vitamin A and D and K12.
Absolutely. So these
K2.
K2.
Sorry.
So they all come together. Usually you'll find those, naturally you'll find them all together. So we used to eat a lot of liver. And the last time we fed a child liver was when? Like never? Right?
I hope not in my lifetime.
That was a punishment. It was what it was, right? But instead what we did is we gave them vitamins. But when you pick up a liver, you're going to get A, you're going to get D, and you're going to get K2. So in order to get D absorbed, you need a little bit of A. You don't need a lot of A, right? But in order to have A activate, you need D and A because they both click into the same place to have them work. So you have to have those two together. But if you have too much D and not enough K, what happens is it starts pushing all of the calcium, because D does two things. It makes you absorb the calcium from your stomach, but also reabsorbs it from the bone, because we want a certain level of calcium in our blood. If we don't have K, it's got an inability to move that back where it needs to be done. So if you're going to take one, you should take the three, especially if you're talking about bone health or your eyes.
Oh, that has to do with that. Okay, that makes sense. I love that you paired those three together and how they work together. What's next?
These are the B vitamins. So
the B vitamins.
The B vitamins. So there was the reason why I had chickens is because the original OG vitamin was thiamine, and that's because they gave chickens rice that they peeled off and they refined it. Does it sound like our food a little bit refined?
Yeah.
And when they did it, they pulled off all the thiamine, and the chicken's feathers started falling out, and they just looked like super awkward, like a junior high dance the whole time. So what they found is they found thiamine first, and then they found riboflavin, and then they found niacin. They found all these vitamins, but traditionally they were all found together. And the biggest one that we look at is the fact that there are genetic mutations amongst all of us. So each one of us have different eye color, different hair color, different everything else. In the same way, when we have a genetic mutation that won't allow us to process our vitamins, we start having to rely on other vitamins to do that. So the one that's really famous is there's the MTHFR gene. So it's a gene. If we don't have it, you can't take folic acid, turn it to folate, and then methylate it. And if you can't do that, you don't do your DNA, you can't think straight, all this stuff, right?
So much goes into it.
And it only shows up when we're stressed. Genetic abnormalities only show up when we're stressed, which is
a lot of the time?
All of the time. So,
I'm like, correct answer.
No, that's the correct
all the
answer.
time.
So when you take your B vitamins, you start out a B3, it actually turns into a B9. That B9 needs to be methylated, and then it has to give that methyl group back over to B12. So these are all tied together. So taking your B vitamins all together, if you want that long hair, if you're worried about mood and anxiety, make sure you're taking your B vitamins together because they all work together.
Okay. Most of that, take them all together, all your B vitamins. Okay, yes. Next is C and E.
C and E. C and E is really cool. So if you think of C and E as like solar panels and battery packs, right?
I'm with you now. Yep.
So your vitamin C is water soluble. We get it in easy. It becomes the main antioxidant that we use for everything, immune system, your skin, everything, right?
Right.
But it's really short-lived. So it's like you take the sun's rays, it hits that solar panel, and for a minute you heat the house, right? You're good to go for a minute with electricity. But in order to store it, we have E vitamins. E vitamins are found inside lipids, fats, and it's a little slower process.
Right.
You need the C to charge the E, and then the E sticks around longer, so when the C drops, it's able to give it back to the ascorbic acid.
That is so amazing how it all kind of links together.
It's almost like they were all put together originally, and then we separated them out.
We do these things sometimes.
We do that, don't we?
Okay, let's end on magnesium. This is a
Magnesium.
hot topic right now. Tell us what we need. Are we taking other things in addition to that?
Okay, so magnesium is this mineral, right? And it's essential in 217 different things that we do. It helps with mood, it helps with skin, it helps with the immune system, but it also needs some friends. So zinc and magnesium play together all the time. So magnesium needs zinc to get absorbed. We trade one zinc, we get a magnesium to come in. If we don't have zinc, we can't trade it, right? But the zinc doesn't work without the magnesium, so we need those two together. And zinc and magnesium and calcium all play together in order to build a really good, strong bone. So if you're worried about bone, if you're worried about your gut health, if you're trying to get magnesium into your system, you better have zinc, you better have calcium in there as well.
You better have calcium in there. Well, you explained this all very well here today. If we want to learn more like this, where are we going to follow you on your social channels?
So I love follows, especially right now. So Phil's my pharmacist on any of the social media channels. We're there, and I have all of this stuff and more chicken dancing.
Talk about a good combo. Education and entertainment. Phil's my pharmacist. He is the guy. He is a good follow. He's a great combo in those two. Thanks so much, Phil.
Thank
we
you.
love having you.